Females want to seem to only take the good part. Just see me for where I'm at now. Don't look at the fact that I done bodied 60 dudes or let 60 dudes body me. Don't look at the fact that I had deleted a few babies back in the day. Don't look at the fact that I posed in Playboy. Don't look at the fact that I used to do drugs. Don't look at that. No, look at me right now. What up, YouTube? This is Daniel Rucker with True Table. Welcome to the table. You guys know what I do. When I jump on the camera, I get in the kitchen, I get cooking. Today's no different. It's been a while. I know I've been away. Life is happening. Some good things, some challenging things. But that's not going to stop me from doing this. It's not going to stop me from bringing this content. This particular broadcast was randomly motivated by a conversation I had on my comments with a watcher. I believe she subscribed. If she did, great. If not, hopefully I can gain your subscription. But the context of the conversation was based on a video I did on single mothers with the Leonardo DiCaprio, thumbnail. Talking about, you think I give a about these kids, whatever. And her commentary was centered around how she agreed to a degree that the single mother challenge is one thing, but then she disagreed with the fact that women who are childless should be able to do what they want to do. I appreciated the comment. I appreciated the watching and, her consuming the content and whatnot. And I appreciate her taking the time to actually write on the channel. Great. But it got me thinking, and I was like, why is this such a challenge now that women, modern women, women of late, women currently have this mindset that we are equally matched and equally built to do the same things in the world and have different outcomes. So I want to talk about it. Men, a part of the issue is that there is not enough men speaking up about what we really want, what bothers us, what we won't stand for, and what we don't like. Think I'm lying? Turn on any YouTube channel, type in relationships, challenges of relationships, battle of the sexes, and you will hear some of the same things, same talking points, and same points of contention, because what I believe is that most women now are very much confused. What are they confused about, you may ask? Well, they think that somehow, some way, we men live a life that is void of consequence. We men live an alternate universe that when we make choices, especially bad choices, that those choices do not come either back to haunt us or that we're not held accountable for those choices. Gentlemen, that means that men are not doing enough talking, teaching, instructing, and maybe being candid or vulnerable enough to expose the reality of what it is to make certain choices and then the consequences of those choices. Now, that could be one aspect of it. The other aspect is that men are actually doing this and women aren't listening. And I believe that's a part of it as well. The ladies who are listening, women. See, the one thing I believe that you need to start to take advantage of is the fact that if a man is spending his time, exerting his energy, giving some level of focus to verbalizing what his thoughts are, what his outlook is, so on, you may just want to pay attention. A lot of what is being missed is that women think within themselves, individually as well as their own networks. Women like to take what they hear, see, or perceive, go back to talk to women, and then formulate amongst each other. But then they never ask men, what does this mean? What do you think? How do you see it? And then if they do, and we're brave enough, like myself, and those who are listening to this channel, those who are subscribed to True Table, when we do talk about it, they want to argue, they want to fight. See, it's not about now gaining a perspective. It's not about actually understanding what we're saying, our point of view. No, it's about proving to themselves that they weren't wrong, proving to themselves that they were right. Because the one thing a lot of women struggle with is the idea that they actually may be wrong. They don't like that. They don't like the idea that they were wrong. Can I prove it? I can prove it. Breakups, relationships that fail, relationships that start off good because she picked this dude and it was supposed to work out like this, but then it didn't. Women have a hard time living that down, not because the relationship dissolved only, not because the relationship, had its points of contention, drama, whatever. No. They struggle with it because it shows that they were wrong. They picked, it didn't work. They chose, it failed. That's a woman's condition. They have this interesting outlook that their choices are supposed to produce nothing but positive results. That's where I'm going to park for the duration of this broadcast. The young lady went on to say things like, it is totally within a woman's right to get tattoos, live the life, do what she wants, without no parameters, no restraint. Because men do it. And that's where I had to jump on my thing and push back and reply. Because this is what is the modern perspective of most females. That they really do operate from the place that men are out here making choices and not having to pay for it. The last time I checked, the jailhouse is not full of all innocent men. Not saying that in some cases there are innocent men. But for the point that I'm trying to prove, choices were made regardless, whether they were direct, indirect, partially direct, or indirect. Wrong place, wrong time. Association, affiliation. Involvement, accessory to crime. It's very hard to get in trouble if you're not where trouble will find you in most cases. It's very hard to catch a case if you're not around an element that may potentially allow that to happen. Child support. Man can have sex with a woman. She gets pregnant. They don't decide to necessarily be together. But now he's financially or potentially financially obligated to financially support that child for 18 years minimum. Choice, consequence. The illusion that men have a special lane that they live in, have a special toolbox or a special universe that only we get to access is asinine, to say the least. Men of all races, creed, culture, understand that life is choice driven. With choices, good, bad, or indifferent, there's always going to be a response. It's going to either be an immediate response or it's going to be a delayed response. But there will be a response. There are so many cases. I'll give you a perfect example. Bill Cosby did what he did. Acting reckless, knocking heifers over, drugging folks, whatever. Because what she did back then doesn't have any credence now. Because now she cleaned up her act. Now she volunteers at the Y or the church or the local Boys and Girls Club of America. Now she's a mother. Now she's not thotting and botting and her OnlyFans, she's deactivated. But see, that's the problem, ladies. That's not how life works. No matter how far you go, regardless of how great you are or whatever you accomplish, the life you live, the choices you make, some of them are long-lasting, impressionable choices, as well as consequences, as well as responses. Don't believe me? Look up an article on Floyd Mayweather Jr. in the last 5 years, maybe even 10, but let's just say 5 for the sake of this discussion. And they will do everything as far as tell you how great of a businessman he is, how he's dominated the sport of boxing, how he's, went to the Olympics, so on, so forth. But without fail, most articles on this man will not go a whole article without mentioning his downfall, his domestic violence or alleged domestic violence that he was held accountable for and did a little stint in jail, a few months or whatever it may have been. It's no different with Martin Luther King. It's no different with Malcolm X. No matter what you accomplish, ladies, no matter what you turn over as far as the leaves that you left behind, that doesn't erase what was. That doesn't get rid of the fact that you did actually do these things. You were at one time a thought or a stripper or promiscuous or a drug addict or whatever. But you guys don't get a special privilege because you're females. And what I mean by that is that somehow, some way, someone's convinced you guys that men do. That we as men are allowed to live down our transgressions. No, what happens is that we continue to develop, we continue to strive, that at some point, if you elevate high enough, it doesn't matter as much. It doesn't necessarily limit what you're able to accomplish. But don't get it twisted. It is all a part of your story. It is all a part of your legacy. The good, the bad, the indifferent. Females want to seem to only take the good part. Just see me for where I'm at now. Don't look at the fact that I done bodied 60 dudes or let 60 dudes body me. Don't look at the fact that I had deleted a few babies back in the day. Don't look at the fact that I posed in Playboy. Don't look at the fact that I used to do drugs. Don't look at that. No, look at me right now. Solely. I'm sorry, women. I'm sorry, ladies. That is not how it works. The thing about being an adult is that you got to own it from everything that comes with it. The good, the bad, the indifferent. And every choice you make has consequences or circumstances or ramifications or repercussions. That is life in itself. Own it. Stop complaining about it. Because if you want to go out here and be a thotty, get inked up, get piercings everywhere, live loosely, cool. Do you. Have a good time. Be the best at it. But do not complain later on in life when those choices show up or follow you or limit the options that you can have as far as yielding the type of quality men that you are no longer allowed to demand or request because your choices locked you out of different levels of elevation, different levels of life because of what you decided that you wanted to do. That's fair. That's fine. Own it all the way. That's maturity. That's accountability. Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. This is Daniel Rucker with True Table signing out. It's been a while, but you know what? I'm going to keep at it. You guys keep on bringing the content. Thank you for liking the video. Go ahead and like the video now. Subscribe if you feel it necessary. I appreciate all my new subscribers. The channel is slowly growing. We're going to continue to do this. I want to continue to give you guys quality feedback, quality content, but I need your help. So thank you so much. Until next time, peace.